That night, a chill wind swept through London, but it wasn't just cold.
No, it felt different, didn't it?
Yeah, it carried this really unsettling quiet, the kind that happens right before something huge breaks.
The calm before the storm, almost literally.
Exactly. Cameras watching still. Guards, usually sharp, seemed kind of distracted.
And right in the middle of it all, there's this figure, Dalton Wolfe, moving with real purpose.
Impeccably dressed, you picture him, right? Steely gaze. Alone.
But not ordinary, not your typical spy, not some hardened merc. He was more of an idealist.
Right. Maybe even hopeful, driven by his deep belief that something could still be saved, even then.
And that's what this deep dive is about, really. Looking into Westminster's fall, this prologue. How London spirals into this dystopia.
And how, from the wreckage, the first little sparks of resistance start to flicker.
We're kind of dissecting it, aren't we? The anatomy of collapse, but also the unexpected start of rebellion. It's a story, yeah, but it echoes,
Right.
far beyond just this one narrative.
His path, Dalton's path, it led him down, deep below the surface of British power.
Into those hidden corridors under Parliament.
Yeah, ancient place,
Yeah.
seat of history. But now, there's this pulsing threat hidden right underneath democracy itself.
So let's unpack that journey. Dalton Wolfe, this idealist with military training.
Yeah.
He goes down,
Uh-huh.
and the narrative pulls you with him deeper into this maze under Parliament.
It feels claustrophobic just reading it.
Right. And that's where he hits the first obstacles. Guards, armed, but they seem almost caught off guard.
Like he's a ghost.
Exactly. Trained to disappear. And the description of his movements.
Yeah.
It's described as dry, precise, almost like a ritual.
He takes down the first guard, then the second, using the building itself almost.
Yeah, the architecture, the shadows,
Yeah.
and security doors unlock for him, one by one.
It's like the building knows, like it recognizes he needs to get through.
The urgency, yeah.
But then, at the end of that chilling tunnel, what he finds, it just changes everything. So many of them. Dozens. And not just thrown there, meticulously placed around critical detonation panels.
It's immediate.
Yeah.
That gut punch of realizing what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Which, immediately makes you ask, who does this? What kind of entity plans something so precise, so devastating?
And Bagley, the AI, is already working, right? Calculating risks, trying to find a way.
Trying to disarm it, but then another voice cuts in. Cold, electronic, totally distorted.
Chilling.
And it says, the future belongs to those who destroy it first.
Wow.
That's our introduction to Zero Day. Not just a name, maybe not even one person. It's the unseen architect behind it all.
The architect of chaos.
And that quote, it's not just a threat, is it? It's like a mission statement. Destruction as the necessary first step to a new future. A controlled one, presumably?
It sets up this conflict that's less about power, maybe, and more about control itself, the nature of it.
Exactly.
So Dalton's caught, desperate race against time. He tries everything, moving frantically, disarming what he can.
Decoding things on the fly.
Fighting off the last militia member is still there.
But you feel it coming.
Yeah. It's already too late, isn't it? The plan was horrifyingly past the point of no return.
You can just feel the inevitability hanging there.
Boom. Blinding flash, this deafening roar that shakes everything.
And Westminster just erupts. Flames, debris, the symbol of democracy,
Yeah.
gone.
Torn apart. In an instant. The city's heart.
And if you link that to, how societies break down, you see how fast the whole landscape changes after something that traumatic.
Days later, London, it's unrecognizable.
Drones buzzing everywhere, not like before. Now they're ominous, watchful, terrifying, really.
Checkpoints just spring up all over, turning this open city into a grid. Total control.
It's the classic playbook, isn't it? Opportunistic authoritarianism seizing the moment.
And stepping right into that chaos, Albion, private security force, led by Nigel Cass.
Quickly taking over.
He comes out promising order, firm voice, cold eyes, but, straight away.
It's not about order.
No, it's about domination.
Yeah.
Absolutely ruthless.
And what's really compelling is seeing how fear becomes the weapon, the ultimate tool.
They don't just use the fear from the attack.
No, they weaponize it. They use the panic to justify all of it. The checkpoints, the curfews.
Silence everywhere.
It's not just security. It's systematically stripping away freedoms disguised as safety, using terror to get total compliance.
And in that clampdown, the story highlights something really chilling.
The hunting down of DedSec.
Yeah. Former members, the hackers who fought for digital freedom before, they're systematically hunted.
Names Digital footprints erased, their whole existence wiped out.
It just shows how fast and brutal this new regime is, crushing any hint of resistance before it can even start.
Total, unchallengeable control.
So the dust settles, this new order starts taking shape, and other figures crawl out of the woodwork, ready to build their own twisted empires.
Right, seizing the opportunity.
First, there's Mary Kelley, leader of Clan Kelley. Cold, calculating.
She doesn't see the bombing as a tragedy.
No, she sees it as, well, as business. Human trafficking becomes this booming industry for her.
Horrifying.
Camden's back alleys, they become literal markets, trading people like currency.
And Kelley herself, she's the banker of it all. Funding her empire with suffering. It's grim.
Then you have Skye Larsen, working under this banner of, technological innovation, hidden away in her labs.
But what she's doing, the ethical lines just don't exist for her.
No. Horrifying experiments, erasing identities, transferring consciousness.
Crossing boundaries that should never, ever be crossed.
It really makes you ask that question, doesn't it? What happens when tech, which is supposed to help us advance,
becomes a tool to strip away our very essence, our memories, who we are?
Yeah. It's a stark warning about unchecked science, commodifying the human mind.
But even in all that darkness, there's still a little spark. Sabine Brandt, former resistance leader.
Alone. Isolated. But alive.
Crucially, yeah. And she realizes something important. She doesn't need an army.
No. What she needs is a spark. Just one.
A single defiant spark.
And that spark, the catalyst, it comes from the most unlikely place.
Doesn't it always?
Somewhere in a forgotten corner of the city, an ordinary civilian wakes up. Not a soldier, no special skills, not a hacker.
Yes, a regular person.
Yeah.
One of the crowd.
But here's the twist. In this new London, that ordinary person, they become the single most dangerous thing to the regime.
When they decide to fight back.
They become the unpredictable element, the catalyst.
So guided by Bagley, this civilian could be anyone, really stumbles onto an old DedSec hideout.
Hidden under a ruined bar. A relic.
You can almost see it, can't you? Hidden doors, dusty tech.
Faulty circuits, lights flickering back on. Testing them almost.
It's a system that's been nearly dead, dormant. But it still has this faint pulse, the old heart of DedSec, the source calls it.
Which makes you think, how can just turning on the lights restoring power?
How can that small act be such a huge symbol of rebellion?
It's not just about servers, is it?
No, it's symbolic. Re-establishing that network, reigniting that idea, proving that even something dormant can be woken up again with just one act.
And it's this civilian now connected to this faint pulse of resistance who finds Sabine.
Their meeting, it's brief, but absolutely pivotal.
Sabine doesn't beg, she doesn't plead, she just puts it out there, clear and direct.
Join the resistance. Fight.
Simple as that.
And the narrative points out this tiny hesitation from the civilian, just for a second.
You feel the weight of that moment.
But then, the answer. Powerful, defiant, yes.
Yeah.
It's such a crucial moment, an ordinary person making this huge choice in these impossible circumstances.
The power in that single word.
Exactly. Spoken right into the face of oppression, annihilation. It's the choice that defines everything that comes next. The spirit of this new rebellion.
And that, you, our listener, that's how the new DedSec is born.
Not from legends or superheroes.
No, not master hackers or trained armies. It's a movement made from ordinary people, a graffiti artist finding their voice.
A delivery person using their knowledge of the city for something bigger.
A game designer hacking the system. Just individuals willing to disobey, to say yes when everything demands silence.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, it's such a powerful reminder, isn't it?
Yeah.
That in times of total oppression, the most dangerous force, it isn't always the army or the master hacker.
Sometimes it's quieter.
Sometimes it's the everyday decision to just fight back, to reclaim your agency, to say no to being controlled.
It really raises that question for all of us then.
What happens when the common person becomes the spark, igniting something huge, something previously unimaginable?
What could that mean for you? For the hidden acts of defiance, maybe, waiting in your own world?